I'd just like to say something about how to use this DVD. I did this because I wanted you to imagine what it felt like when you did some of the postures, because the most frequent questions I have is, what does yoga feel like? What am I supposed to feel? I think the best thing to do when you're doing this for the first time is, can I suggest that you don't try doing it at the same time as watching it? I suggest that you sit down with a cup of tea and a biscuit and actually just watch the DVD so you become familiar with the format of it and start to understand what it is that we want you to do or what you'd like to get out of it. So first time, just enjoy watching it and then practice it. Enjoy. You'll notice that I'm standing in an upright position, and I decided to wear black so you could see the outline of the body. And we're going to introduce the alignment of the body during your practice. The importance of the shoulders over the hips, and the posture from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Standing on the mat, feet together, place your hands on your hips and take a wide stride. Make sure your middle toes are pointing straight ahead. Breathe. Place the hands on the shoulders here to make sure the shoulders are directly over your hips. Inhale, raising the arms to shoulder height. Adopt a star-like position. Don't stand collapsed around the joints of the body, but lift right out through the hips, up through the crown of the head. Turning out your right foot, place the hands on the hips. Again on the shoulders, realigning the crown of the head in the middle of the pelvis. This is warrior pose. Watch out you don't stretch forward, but bring yourself back to center, shoulders over hips, neither collapsing backwards. Draw yourself back to center. Inhale, open the chest. Take the chin to the level of your arm, neither raising it or drawing it in. Look down the arm, steady the pose, energize the body. Coming back to center, standing with your feet together in the middle of the mat. Prepare yourself to begin the practice. We need to learn how to stand properly. Don't stick out the chin or the bottom. Draw the tailbone down towards the floor. Open the back of the neck and actually imagine the muscles opening up to lengthen the back of that neck. You want the head and the ear to be in line with the shoulder, and then the hips, the knee, and the ankle. This is called correct posture. Notice the length. Don't roll the shoulders forward, roll them back. Practice this more than once, rolling the shoulders forward and back. Learning to sit helps us breathe correctly. If you need a cushion to support your spine, just pop one underneath your sit bones and then extend right from the hips up to the crown of the head. Start by slumping, holding that belly and letting it all out. That's not how you want to sit. So lift yourself right up and imagine a golden thread drawing you up towards the sky. Continue to lift, not just the outer body, but the inner body. Place your hands in Chin Mudra, first finger and thumb together. Allow the elbows to drop and the chest to open. Imagine that you're opening up that chest and letting your heart center lift. Placing your hands gently on your belly, we're going to learn to breathe abdominally. As you inhale, allow the arms to reach forward. as if a thread was pulling your navel forward. And as you breathe out, imagine that navel being drawn out through the spine. Imagine a needle and thread. Inhaling, reaching forward. Exhaling, drawing that needle back, sewing the belly button to the spine. Part of learning to breathe is also about exercising the respiratory system. We're going to do something that's a dynamic breathing exercise now. If you're pregnant, please don't do this. We're going to do a forceful exhalation using the dome-shaped muscle under the ribs called the diaphragm. And let's prepare. Placing the hand in front of the mouth, I'd like to blow into it. As if you're blowing something out forcefully. Continue. Exhaling. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. 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 Now keep exhaling, getting rid of all that stale air out of the body. Inhale, reach up, reaching towards the fingertips, and then exhale into Namaste. You can do this more than once by just pausing the DVD and trying this out on your own. We're now going to continue with balancing breathing. Bringing your hands into Chin Mudra and then folding the first two fingers in against the palm. Close off your right nostril with your right thumb. Exhale out through the left nostril. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pinch both nostrils closed and retain the breath. We're exhaling to the right for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and retain. And exhale through the left for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and retain the breath. Pinching both nostrils closed. You're holding that energy inside. Exhale to the right for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4, and retain. Exhale to the left for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And release. You can do more than 2 rounds in your own time until you feel calm and balanced. Please notice how you're feeling now. Your mind is still. The breath is still. Inhale, reaching up, looking towards the fingertips. And as you fold forward towards the front of the mat, pull the belly in towards the back of the spine. You've really got to think here about the line from the base of the spine to the fingertips. Really extend that inner body. I'm preparing now to continue with your practice. Coming onto your hands and knees, place your fingertips about 2 inches from the front of the mat and spread the fingertips, making sure your middle finger is pointing straight ahead. It's really important that you have your shoulder over your wrists and your knees under your hips. Inhale, arching the back, tailbone up, chin up. Exhale, point your nose to your navel. Really stretch that spine. Inhale, tailbone up, chin up as you breathe in. Exhale, really push down into the floor, stretching that spine, nose to navel. And inhale, back to neutral. Tucking your toes under, exhale to press down into down dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now I need you to walk your feet to warm up the ankles, the muscles of the feet, the hips and the knees. Continue to breathe throughout. Coming back to your knees, I'd like you to step forward to the front of your mat. Now when you come up, keep those knees bent to save the spine after sitting. And we're going to warm up and invigorate the whole body. Now really swing those arms and feel like you're really getting some energy into the body, and come to standing Namaste. I'm going to prepare for Surya Namaskar, our standing series. Make sure that you prepare yourself by just calming the breath, feet together. You need your ear to be balanced over the shoulder over the hip, hip over knee, and knee over ankle. And come to full standing mountain pose. Open the back of the neck, actually imagining it opening, or as if somebody's breathing on the back of the neck. Shoulders forward and back, opening up that heart center. And you're ready to go. Inhale. Exhale, namaste. Crossing your thumbs over. Inhale, reaching forward. Push the hips forward slightly. As you exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, step back, right leg, knee down, chest up. Retain your breath as you step back into a strong plank pose. Exhale your knees, chest to the floor. And as you push forward, use your feet and your arms and get those shoulders away from the ears. Tuck your toes under and exhale to press back into down dog. Feet remain together. Keep working into this by really pushing back through those hips and straightening the arms. Inhale, step forward, right leg, lower the knee and raise the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Notice the hands push down into the floor. Inhale, sweeping the arms to the side, reach forward with the chest, look towards your fingertips. And exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, crown to the toes. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, chest lifted. Retain your breath as you step back into a strong plank pose. Good strong arms and legs. Exhale, knees, chest, chin or forehead. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, down dog. Keep those feet together and really push back through the hips. Think about a V shaped. Inhale, step forward with your left leg, knee down, chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, hands to the floor. Good. Inhale, reach up. Again, look towards the fingertips and keep stretching every muscle out. Folding forward. Inhale, step back, right leg, knee down, chest lifted. Hold your breath in plank pose. This is such a strong, dynamic posture, leading with the crown of the head. Exhale, knees, chest. Keep those elbows in, shoulders back, reach forward into cobra. Tuck your toes under, exhale and lift back. It's really important here that you suck your belly in and really extend not just the outer body, but the inner body. Imagine yourself lengthening. Step forward with that right leg, knee down, chest lifted. Exhale, forward fold, crown towards your toes. Think of the tailbones reaching. Inhale, lift, look towards the fingertips. And exhale again, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, chest lifted. Retain your breath here. Strong, dynamic pose, leading with the crown of the head. Exhale, knees, chest, chin or forehead, reach forward, cobra. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees as well as your belly, and reach back into down dog. Spend a couple of breaths really, really lengthening the inner body. Inhale, left leg forward, knee down, chest lifted. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reach with your chest, gather prana over the head, and exhale, namaste. Now for a moment, just notice that your breathing has become a lot harder. Settle the breath. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back. Knee down, chest lifted. I'd like to release the back toe, clasp the hands and sink into a deep lunge pose. Keep opening that chest. Keep breathing as you sink deeper. Inhale, reach the arms over the head and exhale into a twist. Now really look towards that back foot. Breathe, inhale, reach up, look into the fingertips. Exhale, namaste to the floor. Take a deep breath as you step back into the plank. Now it's yogi's choice here, so either Chaturanga or 8-point pose. Reach up, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, up facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down facing. I'm really going to stretch into this pose, holding for 2 or 3 breaths as you understand how every point of the body is lengthening up towards the sky, rooting into the earth. And imagine your heels squeezing lemons as they press down towards the mat. Keep that face sweet. Inhale, step forward, right leg, knee down. And I'd like you to release that back toe. Clasping the hands behind you, continue to press your pelvis towards that front foot. Really feel the muscles extending. Breathe deeply. Inhale, raise the arms above the head. Exhale into a twist. Again, looking towards that back foot. Feel the twist from the waist. Continue to breathe in as you reach the arms up. And exhale, namaste. Now we're going to do a half vinyasa here. So we're going to step back and then forward, reaching out into gazing close. Hands on the shins. Exhale, Uttanasana. Coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach the arms up. Straight back. Reach up. And exhale, reaching forward. Uttanasana, crown of the head towards the toes. Use your tummy muscles. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, chest up. Now releasing that back toe. Spend some time reaching into the front knee and then take hold of the back foot. Take your time here and just breathe. Now if you feel confident, reach the arm up. Continue to feel this extension from the inside of the belly to every extremity of the body. Fingertips, toes, feet, tailbone, crown of the head. Place the hands on each side of the foot and step back into plank pose. Again, yogi's choice. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga or 8-point pose. Inhale, bhujangasana or urdhva mukha svanasana, up facing dog. Exhale, press down, pushing back into down dog. You're trying to create a V shape here. So think about the dynamics of this posture. Really lift the belly way up into the spine. Feet together, fingertips stretched. Every single muscle is active. Continue to breathe calmly and steadily. Inhale, step forward with that left leg, knee down. And I'd like to release the back toe. Placing the hands on the front knee, steadying this pose. Take hold of your right foot. Pull the foot away from you to really open up that chest. If you feel confident, reach up to the sky. As you hold on to the foot, really pull it back. Breathe calmly. Hands on each side of the foot. We're going to inhale, push back, reaching up into gazing pose. Again, supported on the shins this time. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, sit pose, Utkatasana. Breathe. And we're going to hold for a moment here as we really strengthen the body. Try sinking down a little bit lower here, pressing the knees together. This is very dynamic, working every muscle of the body. Inhale. Now imagine you're being rooted to the earth, but lifting higher and higher up towards the sky. And close the pose by bringing the arms down. And breathe. Taking a nice wide step to the side, feet at least 5 of your feet apart. Make sure the shoulders are balanced over the hips and that your middle 2 toes are in line with your kneecap. Shoulders over pelvis, ground the feet into the mat. As you reach forward, reach with the chest, extending through the backs of the legs. To warm up the hips, ease into that right leg, trying to keep a flat back. Breathe in, breathe out, going to the left side. Again, flat back, really feel the buttock muscles working, thigh muscles working. Inhale, extend the arms to the side and reach forward. We're working every single muscle in the back here. Keep the neck long and the breath steady. Holding onto your ankles, reach forward, breathe in. And as you breathe out, hold the ankles and try to reach down towards the floor. Some of you may go right through the legs. Clasping onto your hands, behind your back, reaching the arms towards the ground. Now, not everybody can actually manage this, so just keep working towards it. Continue to breathe. For those who want to go a little bit further, bring your hands into prayer position. I like to call this the secret prayer. So breathe in to lengthen the inner body, and as you exhale, tuck the head under and keep using your tummy muscles here and the shoulder muscles. Inhale, reach forward, hands on hips, and keep lengthening. Really endeavour to extend right from the belly up to the crown of the head. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. Turning out your right foot, pull in your left toes. Now looking down the arm, shoulder always sitting directly over the pelvis. And coming into Warrior Two. Things to think about here are knee over ankle, back leg extended. Wrap the arms around the chest and breathe open. Feel that chest lifting. Continue to have the knee sat directly over the ankle. Inhale, arch back. As you exhale, come into Warrior Two. Continue to breathe. Now really stabilize the feet here. Extending that front leg, reach out as if you're extending your ribs. And come down into triangle pose, Trikonasana. It's really important that you come to the right pose for you. So you may put your hands on your ankle or your shin. Continue to feel the extension right up through the fingertips. I'd like you to imagine here that you are a 5-pointed star, everything reaching from the navel. Reach up to the sky into extended triangle. So you're going to take your arm right the way over. Notice there is a line from the base of the spine that reaches through the body into the tips of the fingers. Every muscle is active here. The face is soft though. As you come out of this, reach through that back arm and exhale back into Warrior Two. And this should feel really settled around the shoulders. Coming into a nice deep lunge, tailbone long. Inhale, reach up into Exalted Warrior. Now this is a warrior variation, but the power needs to be in that front leg, everybody, and really draw from the belly up through the tips of the fingers. Preparing for your balance, you're going to bring your hands to the floor. Step back. Now take a deep breath as you take your weight forward into what's called extended gazing pose. Now you may feel that you can go further and hold here. Placing the hands down, wrap the leg right around that left leg into a twist. Now this is a passive release. Placing the hands down, take your weight, inhale and reach back up into the balance, bringing the feet together into a squat. Inhale, sit pose, reach up, and exhale, closing the pose. Stepping again into wide angle, making sure those two middle toes are pointing forward. Roll your shoulders back and prepare. We're going to reach forward still with the chest, and seeing this time you can go a little bit deeper. Clasping your hands, exhale, taking your fingers towards the ground. Now remember, do the best you can here, but use the weight of your head, the weight of the body to get the most out of this posture. Reaching forward, draw yourself out from the tailbone. For those who want to go further, prayer position, secret prayer. For those of you holding the pose, just do the best you can. The variation that works for you is going to extend you. Come back to standing pose. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. Turning out your left foot, we're going to turn in the right toes. Again, shoulders always placed over the pelvis. Coming into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2, make sure that your knee is always over the ankle and the back leg is really deeply extended. Just hold here, then wrap the arms around the chest just to open you deeper, feeling that heart center lifted. Arching backwards, deep breath. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, extend your front leg and reach into Trikonasana triangle. Now the variation that you do is something that you need to do on this side as well to find a good equal balance. Think about that 5-pointed star reaching into the earth, out through the crown of the head and up towards the fingertips. Please keep the back of the neck long, don't drop the back of the head. Coming into extended triangle. Now you may find that your neck's hurting a little bit now, so just turn your head to look to the floor and release any tension that you've created. Continue to breathe. tailbone long. Inhale to lift back to standing. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Bring that back arm forward. We're going to prepare ourselves to come into warrior, exalted warrior here. So your back heel's off the floor. Inhale, reach up. Now, power in the belly here, reaching up into the heart. Keep that front leg more powerful than the back. Feel the back one's pushing you forward. Inhale to step forward, preparing for your balance. Now, your eyes here are really important. Where are you focusing? What are you looking for? If you can put your hands around the ankle, then you're doing absolutely brilliantly. Bring the hands to the floor, wrap the left knee behind the right, and again come into this passive twist. Just allow yourself to let go of any tension in the legs. Reaching back up into the balance, fold the leg in, feet together. Inhale, coming into sit pose. Flat back, reach up, buttocks active, push the hips forward, closing your pose in Namaste. Now notice your breathing. Now we're going to release some of that tension from the spine, separating the feet, open the chest. And we're going to place the fingertips up through the ribs. Now the beauty of this is that it will support your back. Give yourself a chance to really sink back into the arms. And breathe. Now it's really, really important that you push your arms deeply into your back to recover the pose. If you're not happy doing this, just fold your arms. Okay, here we go. Let's let all of the tension fall from the body. Think about a rag doll. Just think about yourself really supple and loose. Feel the spinal cord lengthening, the vertebrae letting go. Shoulders just relaxing forward, and as you stand, come back to center, rolling those shoulders back, letting go of all that tension that you may have created through that particular sequence. Steady yourselves. Coming to the middle of the mat now and ready for some more balances. We're coming into Dansa or Natarajasana. Holding on to your right foot with your right arm. Extend your left arm so that it's there to focus on. Now as you pull the right foot away, feel the stretch in the quad. Keep both arms extended and focus your eyes on one spot. Don't forget to breathe. To recover, lift the left arm. Coming out of a pose is so much harder than coming into it. Come into Garudasana, wrap that right leg around the left. Do the best you can. Now it's really important here that you focus your attention on one spot. Steady mind, steady pose. Breathe and release. Arch back just to let go of any tension again that you've created through the spine. We're going to come to the other side now. You will find that this side's a little bit easier because your mind has already kind of registered how this posture feels. So holding onto the left foot with the left arm, reaching out with the right, reach that left foot away. Now it's really important that you continue to feel this 5-pointed star. Continuing to reach up, lifting up through the belly. Coming out of this pose takes a little bit more power. Wrap the left leg around the right into Garudasana, eagle pose. The arms are crossed here, palms facing each other. Focus your attention. Breathe. Make sure that your eyes are just as settled as the breath. Recover. Arching back to let go of the tension through the spine and recover. Coming back to the center of the mat. Reach up and over. Just feel as if your head is being supported, as if one's actually holding your head here. And bringing the hands back to the ribs for that back bend. So, do the version that suits you. So you may just want to hold your elbows behind you here and just do something very gentle. For the rest of us, we're going to go right the way back. Now your arms are actually supporting your back here. Let your neck go. It's the one place that you can let it go. To recover, push your hands deeply into the back. You need a really strong base here through your legs and through your belly. Okay, to counteract that, wrap yourself up again, shake yourself to the floor and just feel, actually imagine every single bit of tension dropping to the floor, little droplets of tension. Let it go, let it go. Soften your face, soften your core. and recover to standing pose. Breathe. And prepare ourselves now for the floor work. Come down really, really carefully here by taking your left leg behind your right. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, we're going to come into Ardha, Matsyendrasana, spinal twist. Now everyone's different here, but if you just remind yourself that the twist actually comes from the waist, get into a posture that actually allows you to keep an extended spine. So again, we're all going to be slightly different here, but it's important that you get into the best pose for you. I'd like you to close your eyes and do some abdominal breathing here, because what you're actually doing is detoxing the eliminative organs around the body, flooding them with oxygen, but more importantly, oxygenated blood. Now just bring yourself down into a calm place. You'll suddenly find you become very, very still. Release by turning all the way around to the other side. And exhale, bringing yourself into tailor pose or Bandhasana. Now you might need a cushion here just to help you with that lower back, and allows you also to open up your hips. Now your soles of the feet are not actually going to be together, they're going to open like a book, so make sure that soles of the feet are actually facing the sky. Inhaling. As you exhale, squeeze the buttocks and press the knees down towards the floor. I'd like you to draw your elbows towards your waist and keep opening up that chest. Imagine you have a little cupboard in the chest and the cupboard is opening. And as you exhale, you're going to draw yourself forward, keeping that cupboard open. All the contents of your cupboard now are going to fall all over the floor. So just keep thinking about keeping that heart center open regardless. For those of you who want to go a bit further, extend the arms forward, palms together, crossing the thumbs over. Now what's happening here is that again you're pulling yourself from the core. Think about your navel, the base of the spine, and everything is drawing away from that center. All yoga has a dynamic. Think about the dynamics of the postures. Never collapse into a pose, always reach out of it. Bringing those knees together carefully. Wrap your arms over your knees, and I want you to let go now. Relax. Breathe and relax. Soften the neck. Bringing your left leg now over your right. We're going to do the spinal twist to the other side. Inhale, reach up, looking towards the fingertips. I'd like you to exhale and turn to your left side. So remember, I'm a mirror here, so I'm like your mirror. Come into the best posture for you. Some of you, it might be simply wrapping the arms around the front, holding onto your knee or onto the foot, as I am here. What you're looking for here is balance. Imagine a bowl of water sitting on your head now. And if you came off center, either tilted forward or back, that water would splash all over you. So continue to think about holding that beautiful crystal pot on your head. As you release, you're going to open all the way to the other side. It's fine if you splash water all over you now. You're coming out of the pose. Soles of the feet together again. I'm going to move that cushion now because I feel like I just want to work a little bit deeper here. So we're going to come into side splits. This is actually Parivrita Janusasana, which is twisting head to knee. Holding onto your toe with your first two fingers, sweep the left arm right out towards the back, and as you exhale, bring your right elbow to the floor and begin to twist from the waist towards the sky. Everyone's going to be a little bit different here, so if you want to work deeper, you need to bring that right shoulder towards the floor and reach your right arm towards your left knee. Remember that you're in a deep twist here. Please close your eyes and breathe deeply. Coming out of this takes control and discipline. Draw the leg in and extend now your left leg, bringing your right heel towards the groin. First two fingers around the big toe. Inhale, now reach to that back part of the room or garden, and exhale over, taking your left elbow to the floor, and again turning from the waist, Parivrtta Janusasana. For those going deeper, draw that shoulder now towards the floor, left shoulder reaching towards the floor. You're going to feel an amazing extension through the side of the body here, lengthening, twisting and turning. Contact the breath throughout this pose, recovering and bringing the soles of the feet back together. We're going to go into wide angle pose here, so side splits. So keep working into this, digging the heels into the mat, the floor or the grass, wherever you're working, and get into the deepest pose you can. Now remember, think about the central star from the navel out towards each extremity of the body. We're going to lean forward. Now some of you may remain with your hands on the floor. Others may feel like they'd just like to rest their elbows and their face in their hands. For those of you who can go further, reach forward. Now what you're trying to do here is reach your navel towards the floor. So what you don't want to do is point your nose to the navel. Keep reaching forward. For those who are finding this a real strain, just keep thinking about reaching forward. Those going further, secret prayer. Breathe and focus on your practice. If you have your head in the grass now, it's lovely because you can actually smell the grass as you're breathing. And to do yoga with connection to nature really is very special indeed. Recovering from this pose, let's keep arching forward and extending. Now I'm just going to do something here for those who found that a little bit difficult. Bring the legs a little bit closer together and put your hands on the inside of your feet. Now as you push your feet back and push your chest forward, you're really going to feel the sit bones reaching for the sky. Now what this does is extends the inside inner thighs, called the adductor muscles, so that they really help you get that pelvic tilt. Recovering, bring those legs together. They're going to feel great bringing them together before we continue with our floor work. We're going to do another balance here. So bringing the feet together, think about your toes pointing towards your shins and your heels coming a little bit higher than your knees. Find a still point here and keep breathing. Still mind, still pose. Now for those who can go further, you'll notice I've extended. If you can't hold your heels and extend your legs, that's fine. Just pop your hands under your knees. Each time you do this session, you'll know which is the right pose for you. So don't worry if you're feeling like you can't manage it yet. You will do with practice. Bringing the feet together, we're going to continue with our seated balance. If you can close your eyes and continue to breathe, you need to be as still as possible. Remind yourself, still mind, still pose. Draw the feet back to the floor. And we're going to extend our legs. Now shake them out. Lots of tension being created here. Pull the right buttock out and the left buttock coming into Paschimottanasana, forward head to knee. Now it's really important that you feel like your feet are pushing up against something, like a wall. And imagine that your thighs are really lifted. Now lift yourselves up out of the hips, and as you exhale, bring the first two fingers around the big toes. Now I'd rather, instead of you going all the way down and not actually being able to stretch to the backs of the legs, I'd rather you maybe just pull the shoulders back towards the hips here and keep the chest high. For those of you who can go deeper, cross the wrists and draw yourself into a much deeper pose. I'd like you to imagine now that you're closing down and that everything that you're thinking and feeling is actually drawing deeply into the belly here. This is a deeply inverted posture insofar as that it makes you feel like you're closing down. All the chakras in your back actually open up here, and they're to do with the past, so sometimes it just makes you feel maybe a little bit frustrated even with this pose, but I just want you to keep looking inward as you do it. Inhale to lift and exhale to close the pose in Namaste. Shake those legs out, shake the arms out, and just let, again, all that tension drop to the floor. We're going to come up onto our knees now. So coming back with our hands firmly planted on the mat, make sure your shoulder is right over your wrist and your fingers are spread apart. Middle finger pointing ahead. Inhale, raise your right leg up, arching the back. Now this is a soft back bend, but it also stimulates the blood flow to the kidneys. Hold here as you hold the foot. I call this the tiger series, and imagine that you're holding your tail. As you come out of this, release onto your knees and stretch the back out. So after contracting it, we're now stretching it. Coming back onto your hands for the other side. Reaching the left leg back, push down through those arms. Taking your right arm to your left foot, push the left foot away. Keep breathing. Now think about the blood flow coming to the organs, and especially the kidneys here. Hold tight to that foot and pull it away. Breathe. Think about holding your tail, and as you exhale, bring the knees together, press back to release the spine. I suggest you open your knees really wide here and let yourself sink back into your heels. Let any tension from your neck and shoulders drop to the floor. Coming back onto your knees, you're going to come into a slightly deeper back bend now. Now drop your hips towards your hands. Now if you found that difficult, it was because your knees were too close to your hands, so you could stop here and do that again. Pushing the toes under, lift the knees and the thighs off the floor. Now this is an advanced back bend. I really need you to think about pushing the arms into the floor and really energizing the belly. Now don't take your head back if you feel that you don't want to. You can just look straight ahead. I need you to use every muscle in the body. Coming out of this, sink down to your knees and press back through your heels. Relax completely, let all the tension go. I'd like you to make two fists, your left and right hand. Place your right fist on top of your left and get comfortable with your elbows here. What you're going to do is rest your forehead on your fists. Now what this does is allows you to totally relax your shoulders and relax your neck. But because you're resting on the third eye point, the Ajna chakra, which is the point between the eyebrows, it also helps you really mentally focus. This is deeply stress relieving, great at the end of the day. Just breathe and just let yourself go. Inhaling and exhaling. Spend as long as you need here, guys. If you are going to do your own practice, you could maybe even pause the DVD and continue here if it feels really nice to do. Coming to a sitting position and then come to standing. We're going to finish part of this practice with a standing hand balance. So taking your feet out to the side, lower yourself very, very carefully, placing your hands on the ends of the knees. Now you may feel that you'd like to stay here, but for the rest of us, we're going to come into what's called the crow pose or kakasana. We're going to take some weight into our hands, rocking backwards and forwards. Now focus your attention ahead of you. Please don't look at the floor. Keep looking ahead, as if you were really taking flight. And as you take your weight onto your elbows, see if you can point your toes and continue to look ahead. Now if you fall out of it, that's fine. Stop the DVD and try this again. Coming back to that sitting pose, think about balancing here before you come to your knees. We're going to prepare now for doing an inversion. Now an inversion is when the blood flow moves towards the heart and the head. So please, if you have high blood pressure, please don't do this. Reaching your arms forward, we're going to bring the hands to the floor. Now it's really important that the hands are the distance of your own shoulders. They mustn't be wider or smaller. Spread those fingers. Now the crown of the head, everybody, is going to go in front of your hands, not in the middle of them. Now notice here that we're really stretching through the back of the neck. You may feel that you need to stay here. This is a good pose. But for those who are going further, we're going to lift ourselves up, bring one knee onto the end of the elbow, and then the other. Now what's really important here is that you feel and imagine that your hands are now your feet and that you're standing on your feet. Breathe and energize the body. Please don't take all your weight into the head. Think about the whole of this posture lifting out of the mat. Coming out of this, it's important to bring the feet really firmly back to the mat and spend some time there before coming out of it. Now, if you ended up just staying in the original pose with your feet still on the floor, that's absolutely fine. But do spend at least 15 seconds here with your head lower than your heart, so that the blood begins to just balance out in the body. Very slowly come to a sitting position. Inhale, reach the arms back. Now this is to counteract what you were just doing with the upper body. And as you exhale, bring your hands into prayer pose, Namaste. We're going to continue with our inversions now. Now again, any neck problems here or high blood pressure, please don't do this. Simply maybe get a chair, put your feet on it, or just lie back. If you've got a wall nearby, you can always take your legs up the wall to get the benefits of an inversion without any of the stress on the neck. Now I've taken my bobble out of my hair here because I'm going to come into my Sarvangasana. I want to make sure that I've got enough room behind me to take my legs back. Now take some time preparing yourself, coming up as comfortably as you can, and make sure that your hands are pointing towards each other. Their fingertips towards the center of the spine, thumbs around the waist. Now if you feel you can't come into the full pose, just bend your knees, cross your ankles, and you'll still get the benefits, but again without the strain on your back or your neck. But for those who feel comfortable coming into the full pose, inhale and reach up towards the sky. Now remember, it's your arms that are doing all the work here. So relax your neck, relax your shoulders, relax your feet, your legs and your buttocks, and continue to breathe. Those feet are chilled. I'd like you to close your eyes here and just breathe into your tummy. Please don't breathe into your chest. Exhale, lower the right leg down behind you. Don't force it to the floor. Inhale to lift. Exhale, left leg down to the floor. Again, never force it. Inhale up. And exhale, both legs very slowly behind you. Now, if this is too challenging, go back into crossing the ankles over and bending the knees. For the rest of us, if you've got our feet comfortably on the floor, clasp your hands behind you and reach down towards the floor. This really energizes the pose, but also deeply stretches the shoulder. Now I'd like you to continue to think about the reaching up of the tailbones, the heels reaching to the floor, and keep thinking about lengthening through the spine. Everything about this posture is still lifting out of the ground. Imagine yourself extending that spinal cord. And again, it's an inward, introspective pose here, as we're looking towards our navel and the center of our body. Stretching the legs, reach them up towards the sky, and we're going to very, very slowly come down into what's called a bridge pose. Now, I've come down with one leg and then the other, but if this is not for you, please come to the floor very carefully and just join us in the bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Release your hands if you need to. Now, I'd like you to pull your pelvic floor muscles up here, energize the feet. Now, reaching your arms, try to hold onto your ankles or your heels. Now, please don't move your feet. The most important thing is this incredible stretch through the thoracic part of the spine. That's the middle spine. So it's more important simply to just get into this pose. Feet firmly planted into the floor. Energize your lower legs, energize your thighs, pull up the pelvic floor, buttocks supporting you. But really soften the neck, everybody. And imagine yourself looking inward again. Reaching the arms behind you, you're going to prepare for the full wheel. Now, again, don't stress yourself into this. If you can't do the whole pose, simply stay with your fingertips on the floor and just think about beginning to imagine coming into the full wheel. I want you to imagine, if you are in the full wheel, that you're actually being held around the middle and lifted. When you come out of this, please do this very, very, very slowly indeed, lowering the whole spine to the floor, counterbalancing by holding onto your knees, inhaling. And as you exhale, think about bringing the forehead towards the knees. So we're curling up in the opposite direction. Coming out of this, extend your legs. Now think about the tailbone pushing into the mat and the middle part of the body into the floor. Inhale, bend the knee, bring the chin to the knee as you exhale, and as you inhale, release. Now you're going to come into a twist here. Now this is really good after a full wheel. Take your foot right over, but remind yourself to turn your head in the opposite direction. So you've got your right knee up, twisting to the left, but you're turning your head to the right. Notice your foot is just popping behind that left knee. Now breathe here and really try to let go of tension through the spine. Imagine being wrung out like a dishcloth. All of that tension being wrung out of the body. Stabilize, bring the left foot in. As you exhale, think about your chin coming to the knee. Releasing to the floor. Take hold of that left knee and all the way to the right. And again, your head now turning the opposite direction to the left. Just breathe. Toe just hooked around the back of the knee. Arm relaxed on the floor. Inhale. And release, legs extended. And we're going to come into the fish pose to finish the whole of the practice. So feet on the floor. Push up your hips. Now what I want you to do is lock your thumbs together only and rock from side to side, pulling the elbows right underneath. Then lowering yourself nice and slowly to the arms. I'd like you to unlock your thumbs here and just spread your fingers out. Extend your right and left leg, keeping them together. Pull the toes towards your nose. Inhale, arch back, leaving your head hanging behind you. Now the crown of the head should only gently be resting. Use your arms to push down into the floor and really imagine the chest being so wide that you could take in so much breath. Good. As you inhale, the ribs are open. As you exhale, draw the navel to the spine. Inhale, raise your right leg up. Exhale down. Inhale, raise your left leg up. Exhale down. Now really push your hands into the floor because you're going to inhale and raise both legs. Now really energize those legs. And then exhale, very slowly lowering the legs. Inhale. Now slide to the floor. Don't try lifting your neck. Just feel the back of the neck melting into the mat. Separate your feet and just shake them out. Shake your hands out. Let all that tension go. Holding the back of the head. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the elbows together. Draw your nose to your toes again, so you're stretching the neck out in the opposite direction. This is called a counter pose. Actually imagine that you're doing the opposite to what you've just been doing. And release. Now this is the best part of your practice, everybody, when you really, really relax. Shavasana, corpse pose. Shake yourself out. I'd like you to imagine that you're literally shaking off stress or tension in the body. And then bringing your mind to just your breathing. Inhale into your belly. Exhale to lower. Visualize the breath coming in through the nose, into your belly like a balloon. As you breathe out, imagine the balloon getting smaller as the breath leaves you. Inhale, belly rising like a balloon. Imagine a colour. It's always helpful. And exhale and imagine the balloon fading. I'd like you to stay here for as long as you want. Just stay there. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as long as you want. But when you do come out of this, do roll over onto your side first before you sit. As you get used to this DVD, you'll know to take no notice of what I'm saying and simply to just relax on the floor. When you do recover, come to a sitting position. And if you have a meditation shawl or something that you can just put around your shoulders, a blanket to keep you warm, just spend a few moments before you regain your day or go back to any activities that you have by sitting quietly and watching the breath come in and watching the breath go out. There is no tomorrow. There is no yesterday. There is only the power of now. Om Namaste.